We are back with another episode of Casting Bronze, and today's athlete, my favorite pitcher of all time.
Of all time?
He's my favorite pitcher of all time.
You were saying he's one of your favorites.
He was like the guy that I idolized. I wanted to pitch like him because I didn't really throw real hard, and I feel like he adjusted with the times really well. Even like as he got older, at the end of his career, he had one of his better years with the Yankees at the very end. I guess not better year, but he was 11-11 as a 41-year-old with a 3.74 ERA because he developed like this cutter the last couple of years of his career. Learned how to pitch. Like he just developed with the times as the years went on. He ended up just figuring out how to pitch by not throwing hard, like the fast fastball, the 98, the 99, and he was over here with like 88, 87 and throwing some cutters. We're talking about Andy Pettitte. Mr. Andy Pettitte, arguably one of the greatest postseason pitchers of all time, if not the greatest. He got the most wins.
Yeah.
Two teams, Yankees, left the Yankees, goes to the Astros, comes back to the Yankees. Three-time All-Star, which is kind of surprising. 5 World Series rings. 2001 ALCS MVP. He led the AL in wins in 1996. 19 career postseason wins.
Damn.
19 career postseason wins. Luke, go ahead. Give us the rundown on the statistics of your favorite guy, Mr. Andy Pettitte.
No. All right. So we got a WAR of 60.2. We all know how I feel about that stat. Stupid. 256 wins, 153 losses, a 3.85 earned run average, and over 3,000 innings pitched, which you're probably never going to see ever again. Close to 2,500 strikeouts with 2,448, and a career whip of 1.35.
So only 2 seasons below a 3 ERA, only 4 seasons below a 3.5 ERA, and only 150 strikeouts, over 150 strikeouts in 7 seasons. So without a doubt, he was a workhorse. I mean, the guy, give him the ball every 5th day, he's going to pitch. There weren't many seasons where he was hurt. He was reliable. Kind of, we go back for the first 2 episodes, we talked about it, but consistency thing. He was always consistent, throwing strikes. He found ways to pitch when his stuff wasn't great. You know, I think as a kid, if you play baseball, you know, your coaches say the best players always figure out how to do it when they don't have their best stuff. And I feel like he did do that. We were talking before the show, but like as the league progressed, he didn't really progress, but he figured out how to pitch. Like I remember,
he developed with as the time went by, he developed with the league.
Exactly, I remember he developed like this cutter from learning from Mariano, and he was a great competitor. I think everyone tried to do the Andy Pettitte. Oh my God, Andy Pettitte imitation, picking off the first base because he had the great move.
Yeah, he did have that too. I forgot.
Yeah. But my take on Andy Pettitte, he was, and I hate saying this, but he was just aided by being on great teams. Like, put Andy Pettitte on a mediocre team, he's probably not at 256 wins, honestly. I mean, you look at the 1 year he was with Houston, and they weren't great. I think it was the year after the World Series. He was 14-13 with a 4.2 ERA.
I can't really shit on his ERA either, though, because that's could also be bad defense. You know, we don't have those numbers in front of us. We don't really know. But from what I remember watching, we all know how I feel about Derek Jeter and his limited range, hence the jump throw. But yeah, I think defense on the team definitely inflated his ERA a little bit.
But being on great team, if this is my take, and I mean, you're talking to someone who grew up pitching, if you're giving up 3.85 runs a game, you still secured 256 wins, you're on teams.
Definitely 7.
Yeah, you're on teams where you're pitching with a great lead most of the time. Yeah. And so for me, I just think that had he gotten to 300 wins with a 3.85 ERA, automatic. With his postseason numbers, he's in. But just on the 256 wins is that's a great amount of wins. Yeah. But I know you shouldn't play the what if game, but had Andy Pettitte been on a average team that wasn't going to the postseason every year, that was not putting up crazy amount of runs, he's probably barely breaking 200 wins.
I agree. But if you play him today, like if he was in today's game of baseball, he's definitely in because the value of the win is just dead with the whole openers and then the long relief guys coming in. You know, they don't even have guys that reach quality starts anymore.
Yeah,
guys pitch
5 innings.
or 5 innings. That's it.
Yeah. So much so that if anybody plays video games out there and you play MLB The Show, it's like you start a starter and they're out by like 90 pitches or 5 innings and they're dead. You got to take them out.
Yeah, you got to take them out.
Where like back in the day, Andy Pettitte, Roger Clemens, Schilling, those guys are going. Randy Johnson, they're going 9. Don't matter. They're going 9. It could be 150.
Pull up the video of Randy Johnson blowing up the bird?
Maybe I'll throw that in here.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I love Andy Pettitte. Workhorse. I think the term workhorse is dead for the most part when it comes to baseball, but he was the definition of a workhorse. You give him the ball every 5 days, he's gonna go out there and probably throw 6, 7 good innings, keep you in the games.
Average per season.
214.
You don't see that at all anymore, bro.
No, I mean he's. I mean there are some guys. I think Garrett Cole throws a good amount of innings, but you don't think so? All right, hold down the mic for a second. I'm about to look it up for you.
Garrett Cole. Do you know who Garrett Cole is?
Nope.
It's Rafael Devers' son.
Yeah. He averages 210.
Okay.
So not much lower.
But since he got to the Yankees, has not.
No, he hasn't.
Innings.
73, 181, and 113 so far this year. But no, yeah. I mean, it's definitely it's very very rare anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I love Andy Pettitte. Great player. Your final thoughts?
Hall of Famer.
He doesn't get in the Hall of Fame for me.
He does for me. I just changed my mind right now.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Why? What made you change your mind?
Because we just said all that stuff. Like, wins are dead now, and he has 256, and you're never going to get a guy over 200 innings anymore, and he basically did it every season. So, yeah. And leads all-time wins in postseason, too. I said in the previous one that postseason's a big thing for me. He definitely had an impact on that.
It doesn't look like he's going to get in.
He's basically off the ballot now.
Yeah, because, I mean, his
I think
highest
next year's
year...
his last.
His highest year was 2021 with 13.7%, and then 2022
I think you have to, what is it?
Down
it's
3%.
25% of the vote to stay on or something like that, or 10?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but you need 75 to get in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, he's definitely not going to get in.
I hope he does. I think he should.
I mean, they have like a thing after that, though, right? Where they...
The thing that's going to kill him is his ERA.
Yeah. Well, yeah, had he had 256 wins with like a low 3 ERA, he's definitely in.
Shoe in.
He's definitely in. So it's either 300 wins or the low 3 ERA, but that's not in the cards anymore. He's not coming back to get any to do anymore. So he's
Imagine
done.
he comes out of retirement.
But that's my final thoughts on Andy Pettitte. You have any final thoughts?
It's a shame. He's just not going to get in.
People are just going to forget about him.
That's like your line on this show, man. They are, though. Unless you're like a diehard Yankee fan, you're always going to
I'll never forget you, Andy.
I will. Go Red Sox.
All right, guys, if you liked what you heard, please give us a follow, give us a like, a thumbs up, and again, in the comments, comment what you think, your thoughts. Wow, I cannot speak. Your thoughts on Andy Pettitte.
Oh,
and,
bro, his last game at 41 years old, complete game, 1 earned run, and a dub.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, yeah.
Get him in the Hall, bro.
That's wild.
Get him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So, and then put any players that you feel you would like us to talk about, put them in the chat. We'd love to discuss them, or any other ideas. We have some ideas ourselves, but we figured we like to hear from the people, all our baseball fans out there, and off to the next episode.